Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. JUZ 28 is Qad Sami Allah. It comprises of chapter al-Mujadilah with 22 verses, chapter al-Hashr with 24 verses, chapter al-Mumtahinah with 13 verses, chapter as-Saff with 14 verses, chapter al-Jumu'ah with 11 verses, chapter al-Munafiqun with 11 verses, chapter al-Taghabun with 18 verses, chapter al-Talaq with 12 verses, and chapter al-Tahrim with 12 verses. Chapter al-Hashr. It talks about the banishment of Bani Nadhir and secret relations between them and the hypocrites of Madinah. It exhorts the believers to be firm in their faith in Allah and gives some of the beautiful names of Allah. Chapter al-Mumtahinah. It deals with the relations of Muslims with non-Muslims. It tells Muslims on the one hand not to take the enemies of Allah as their allies and patrons, but on the other hand it tells them not to consider every non-Muslim as their enemy. Chapter as-Saff. It exhorts Muslims to defend the truth. It tells them that this may involve fighting the enemies who may come to attack Muslims. The chapter speaks about Prophet Moses, peace be upon him, and his difficulties with his own people. He told them to follow Allah's rule, and they did not listen to him. Then Allah sent Jesus, peace be upon him, among them. And he also reminded them about Allah and gave them the good news of the coming of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. But they continue in their stubborn denial. The chapter ends with the good news that the true religion will prevail in the end and Allah will give it victory. Chapter al-Jumu'ah. It talks about the negligence of Bani Israel in obeying the commands of Allah and becoming too much involved in worldly matters. They only carried the books of Allah but failed to follow these books. Muslims are urged to observe the Friday prayer and should not get involved in business so much as to neglect the remembrance of Allah. Chapter al-Talaq and the following chapter al-Tahrim speaks about family matters. The spouses should follow Allah's rule whether they have disagreement with each other or they love with each other. In this chapter, the proper rules of divorce are given. Do not just say the word of divorce and separate yourselves from your wives, but give them their rights. It also reminds the believers to obey Allah and His Messenger. Those who disobey Allah are warned the consequences of their disobedience. Chapter al-Tahrim tells the spouses not to ignore Allah's rule in their love for each other. It refers to an incident that took place between the Prophet and his wives. This incident is used to instruct the believers to understand the nature of halal and haram and to understand that the success and salvation in the hereafter will not be based on family or tribal relations, but purely on faith in Allah. Its main points are: point number 1. The custom of the har is condemned. The rights of women should be protected. Point number 2. Allah is aware of the secret counsels of the hypocrites. Believers should not involve in such activities. The rules of gatherings in Islam. Point number 3. Be aware of the internal enemies also. Do not take as patron those who are the enemies of Allah and His Messenger. Point number 4. The banishment of the Jewish tribe of Bani Nadhir, the distribution of the spoils. Point number 5. The false promises of the hypocrites. Point number 6. The exhortation of the believers to faith, the beautiful names of Allah. Point number 7. Do not take Allah's and your own enemies as your patrons and allies. Point number 8. It is allowed to have friendly relations with those non-Muslims who do not fight you in your religion and do not expel you from your land. Some rules related to women who migrated to Madinah and their husbands had not accepted Islam. Point number 9. Struggles for the truth. The light of Islam will shine more. Point number 10. The way of success for the believers is to struggle for the truth. Point number 11. Allah's favor upon Muslims that Allah sent His Prophet among them to teach them and to purify them. Bani Israel neglected the commands of Allah. Point number 12. Muslims are exhorted to observe the Friday prayer and always remember Allah. Point number 13. Criticism of hypocrisy. Point number 14. Exhortation of the believers. Point number 15. Allah created human beings. Some among them are believers and some non-believers. He knows everything. He sent his prophet to warn and remind. Remember the day of judgment. Point number 16. Believe to Allah, purify your motives, and be generous in giving for the cause of Allah. Point number 17. The rules of divorce. Point number 18. Warning to those who disobey the commands of Allah. Point number 19. The rules of Allah are supreme. Save yourselves and your families from fire. Point number 20. Allah requires the repentance. Salvation is not based on family or tribal relations, but on Iman and Taqwa.
Mm-hmm.